up, guys? Welcome back to the Football Corner Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremiah Queen. Before we get started with today's episode, I would like for all my viewers out there on YouTube to subscribe to the channel. And if you're listening to me on a podcast app, please subscribe to the podcast. Let's cue it up. Some of the Week 6 storylines include Dak Prescott trying to return and match up against the Eagles on Sunday Night Football, Josh Allen versus Pat Mahomes, a rematch from the AFC divisional round last year, and Steve Wilks being the interim head coach for the Carolina Panthers. Now, Dak Prescott has been reported to be throwing at practice this week, which is good signs. He's throwing with velocity, and he feels good, according to him. But the Dallas Cowboys doesn't look like they want to rush him out there just yet. Especially since they're playing arguably the best team in the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, his backup, Cooper Rush, is 4-0 as a starter this season in his absence. Now, even though Cooper Rush is not the biggest reason why they're winning games, I will give that credit to the defense. Their defense is only giving up 14 points a game, and they haven't allowed 20 points to a single team this season. That's enough. And we can't say enough about that defense. The defense with Michael Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Trayvon Diggs, they're getting after the quarterback. They're getting turnovers, and that's what a Super Bowl caliber defense should be doing. Now, I don't want to give no slight to Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush has no turnovers this season. He has 4 touchdowns and is a little under 1,000 passing yards. So he's managing the game. If I had to put a percentage to what I think Cooper Rush is providing to this Dallas Cowboys team, I give him roughly 30 to 40% of the reason why they're winning games. But if you plan on contending long-term, Cooper Rush will not be the answer. Now, I've seen this happen before. And if the Dallas Cowboys can play like the 2000 Ravens defense, where they had Trent Dilfer at quarterback, and Trent Dilfer, and everybody knows him, he was never the greatest quarterback ever, but their defense was only giving up roughly 10 points a game, and the Ravens were able to capitalize that and go to the Super Bowl. So, with that being said, I would like to know if Cooper Rush can get the job done if he's called upon this Sunday against the Eagles. Now, the Eagles, they also have a little pressure. If you lose against the Cowboys, you will automatically become second in division. I know the Eagles worked hard. They're 5-0. And it sucks when you work that hard as a team to stay undefeated. One loss automatically deducts you to be second place in the division. And if you lose, that means you'll be losing to a backup quarterback. So now it begs the question. Is the Dallas Cowboys defense that good? Or are the Eagles overrated and we crowned them before they were ready yet? So this is a big game for the Eagles. Eagles, you have to win this game to insert your dominance to prove that you are the best team in the NFC. Now we transition to Josh Allen versus Pat Mahomes. I think Josh Allen will be ready to play, even though the Bills defense have a depleted secondary. Their pass rush have to work overtime. And I mean that. Von Miller, Gregory Rousseau, AJ Epineza, and company, y'all need to get after Pat Mahomes. Disrupt him, make him uncomfortable, don't let him sit in the pocket too long, make him force the ball too early than what he wants to do. Make him go through his reads really fast. Because that's the only way you're going to beat Pat Mahomes. In my opinion, the best quarterback this season so far is Pat Mahomes. He leads the league in passing touchdowns with 15. He only has, if I'm not mistaken, only 2 interceptions. And his team's 4-1. And this is why you get Pat Mahomes. And he's evolved his game as a passer. He used to have the deep shot, a vertical threat, and Tyreek Hill. But he's no longer there. So he's deking and ducking down the field. And he's killing you slowly. Right? And the Chiefs are playing really good football. So the Bills, if you want to be established and stay established as a Super Bowl favorite, you have to win this game against the Chiefs. Not have to. You drop to 4-2, but it will prove that you're not ready to compete because the Chiefs have owned you in the playoffs, and you want that narrative to change. Finally, we could get to Steve Wilks, the interim head coach for the Panthers. I wish he was in a better position. Last time he got a head coaching job was with the Cardinals, and it only lasted 1 season, mainly because of quarterback problem and Josh Rosen. I thought both both people were given a fair share of time to develop and become what people believe they could become. They were replaced quickly by Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray. So it's a great chance for him to get another shot, but I don't like the situation he's in. It looks like they're going to be starting at the time coming into the season, their third string quarterback. PJ Walker is their second string quarterback, only because Matt Corral and Sam Darnold are injured. I don't like this scenario. They have to play the Super Bowl champion Rams. I know the Rams have played the greatest football, but it's the Panthers, and the Panthers have been arguably the worst team so far this season. I went last week in my predictions, 9 out of 16, which is 56%. I plan on doing better this week. So here are my Week 6 predictions. Few teams I'm not too sure about. Seattle Seahawks, I have them in an upset over the Arizona Cardinals. I like the way Geno Smith and this team has been playing. They've been playing really good football. There's one more to say. He leads the league in passer rating. Another matchup that is pretty interesting will be Saints versus Cincinnati. Two teams I can't get a read on. Like, I want to say Cincinnati's a good team, but they come up small in some moments. In games you feel like they should win, they can't win, and then they win the games where they shouldn't be winning. So, like, I can't get a read on Cincinnati, and New Orleans is the same thing. I thought New Orleans would be a really good defensive team, and that's what would get them to being a playoff team. I had them in the playoffs, in my playoff prediction, before the season started, and the Saints are not living up to that. They're giving up way too many points, and it's just not the defense that Dennis Allen has coached over the past 4 years. Matchup will be Rams over Carolina. Rams should dominate this game, but they're 2-3. The Rams have not looked like the Super Bowl champs at all this season, mainly because their offensive line is beat up. I need Matthew Stafford to stop turning the ball over and find a different receiver besides Cooper Kupp. Your offense looks way better when you're able to spread the ball out to other receivers that's just not named Kupp. Give Allen Robinson the ball. Simon McVay design plays for Allen Robinson. Give him targets. Give him 10 targets next week just so y'all can get in the rhythm. You're playing a really bad Panthers team. This should be a practice for y'all to get your chemistry together. The final game that I want to discuss in my predictions will be Denver and Chargers. I have the Chargers winning this game just because Denver is only averaging 15 points a game, which is 31st in the league. Russell Wilson is injured too. That concerns me. But the Broncos defense is playing really good football. But I like Justin Herbert as of now over Russell Wilson. It's really just a quarterback matchup. Which quarterback is better this season is by far is Justin Herbert. Their offense could put up points at will. The Broncos can't seem to get a touchdown to save their life. So I got the Chargers over the Broncos. Let's see if I can do better in my predictions this week. Let's get above 60%, and let's do this. Thanks for watching and listening to the Football Corner Podcast. Podcast episodes will be dropped on Mondays and Fridays, as well as YouTube videos on Mondays and Fridays. You could click the link in my description or to follow the social media links to my podcast social media pages. And also, you will be able to stay up to date on new drops, new takes, and all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. See you next time.